So you finally reached enlightenment, delivered to you by divine inspiration and a modest dose of psychedelics. And now you're ready to gather your followers, build your temples, and bask in the favor of your freshly discovered deity. But there's a problem. You're afraid you'll end up another cautionary tale, another cult leader with a weird beard and too many wives forgotten to the annals of history. Totally valid concern, but worry not. By the end of this video, you'll have all the divine tools you need to start your very own religion, free from most legal trouble and with a decent shot at historical relevance. Let's start with a simple question that's surprisingly hard to answer. What actually makes a religion different from a cult? To find out, let's take a look at how some of the most prominent religions got their start. Spoiler alert, they all began as movements that could have easily been dismissed as cults. Jesus of Nazareth, carpenter, charismatic speaker, advocate of love, forgiveness, and apocalyptic vibes. What began as a fringe Jewish movement gained traction thanks to Roman oppression, the Jewish expectation of a Messiah, and the unshakable faith of his apostles, even in the face of execution. After some early persecution and a few centuries of bootstrapping, Christianity was adopted by the Roman Empire. Then came the churches, the traditions, the schisms, and eventually the world's most famous fish bumper sticker. A slightly more recent example, Joseph Smith, a failed treasure hunter, used Christianity as his launchpad. With visionary claims and the help of some mystical seer stones, he positioned himself as a modern prophet. Despite intense persecution, the Mormons thrived. Their success lay in rapid institutionalization, a strong missionary focus, and a unified identity formed under pressure, all while navigating an increasingly literate and skeptical society. Siddhartha Gautama, a prince who saw suffering and said, "No thanks." He left his palace, sought enlightenment, and came back with a message of personal liberation and ethical living. Buddhism's real strength? Adaptability. As it spread, it shaped itself to fit local cultures, making it one of the most flexible belief systems around. Ah yes, the modern marvel of new religions, founded by L. Ron Hubbard, sci-fi author turned spiritual guru. Scientology offers an excellent case study in charismatic leadership, intellectual property, and aggressive PR. Shortly after its founding in 1954, Scientology faced decades of legal battles, eventually leading to the US government officially recognizing the religion in the 1990s. Across all these examples, we find 5 critical ingredients: a charismatic founder, a radically different worldview, a core text or scripture, institutional structure, and perfect timing. So that's easy, right? Well, no. Even with all that, you're still at risk of becoming the next punchline of federal investigation. The moment you announce divine inspiration, you'll have critics, skeptics, and subreddit threads dissecting your entire existence. So what separates your new religion from a doomed-to-fail cult? Well, the cult versus religion line is fuzzy, but here are a few markers. Religions persist. They survive their founders. They evolve. Cults are exclusive and discourage dissent. Religions develop different sects, interpretation, and even reformative movements. Religions build structures, temples, seminaries, bureaucracies. Cults build compounds. Religions survive founder death. If the entire belief system dies when you do, sorry, you are just a cult. Back to Christianity, it started as a Jewish sect. The Romans saw it as a cult, but over time, with institutional growth, doctrinal development, and intergenerational transmission, it became a religion. So the goal isn't just to start something, it's to build something that outlives you. Alright, you've seen the blueprint. Let's walk through how this might look today. You emerge from your spiritual awakening, still glowing sightly, and decide it's time to spread the word. You head to social media, TikTok, YouTube, X. To your surprise, people start listening. They like what you're saying. Your ideas resonate. Maybe it's the simplicity, the hope, the memes. Whatever it is, your follower count starts climbing. And of course, not everyone is a fan. Critics come out of the woodwork, think pieces are written, reaction videos posted. But that's okay. Persecution builds cohesion. Next, you host your first in-person gathering. Pilgrims arrive, selfie sticks in hand, and from that crowd, you choose a core group, your apostles. Not in the robe-wearing sandals kind of way, more like podcast editors and community managers. These trusted followers begin recording your teachings, transcribing your messages, documenting your life. Carefully edited, of course. Then comes the money talk. You realize this whole operation isn't cheap. Hosting, travel, incense, it adds up. Luckily, your followers are generous. They chip in. You launch a Patreon. Maybe a merch line. Meanwhile, you face a media storm. Accusations, parodies, maybe even a congressional hearing. But through the chaos, your followers grow tighter. Your identity sharpens. And then, the final step, you compile your teachings into a single volume. Your holy text, part manifesto, part memoir, part philosophical treatise. It becomes the foundation for your future followers to build upon. At this point, you'll need to build a church, a temple, or a monastery so that no one can doubt the legitimacy of your beliefs, but make sure you don't forget to choose a devout second in command to take care of everything in the case of your absence. You're now well on your way to starting a religion. You've got the message, the media presence, the scriptures, and most importantly, the people. If you would still like to earn some bonus points, you could die as a martyr for your cause or take drastic actions that, by their sheer absurdity, will make people be drawn in to follow you. But whether or not you'll survive the centuries, that's up to your successors. But for now, you're no cult. You're a founder, a prophet, a visionary with decent brand design. Just don't drink the Kool-Aid.